The boys will take on Rangers this weekend. In today's video, we will go over the build-up to that match whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Kieran Tierney has been handed a surprise role in Arsenal's starting 11 for their Champions League last 16 second-leg clash against PSV Eindhoven at the Emirates. The left-sided player has been named in Mikel Arteta's front three, lining up on the left wing rather than his usual position at left back. Arsenal hold a commanding 7-1 aggregate lead from the first leg in Eindhoven, giving Arteta the chance to rotate his squad. Tierney, who has found opportunities limited this season, starts in an advanced role as Arsenal look to see out the tie comfortably. The 27-year-old signed a pre-contract agreement with Celtic back in January, confirming his intention to return to Glasgow in the summer. Arsenal decided to keep him at the club until the end of the current campaign, rather than agree to an early release. The length and terms of Tierney's contract with Celtic are still to be confirmed by the club. Celtic fans will be keeping a close eye on Tierney's fitness over the coming months. With the defender set to link up with Brendan Rodgers' squad in the summer, supporters will be hoping he gets through the remainder of Arsenal's season without any injury setbacks. Tierney's arrival will add real quality and depth to Celtic's defensive options. In the meantime, his deployment on the wing for Arsenal is an unusual sight. While Tierney has experience playing further forward as a wing-back, seeing him operate as part of a front three at this level is a rarity. Now for the main story, as Rangers have released a warning to their support over the new away allocation and their itinerary for Sunday's Glasgow derby and reveal they're frustrated with measures put in place. But while both clubs welcome the return of away allocations, safety remains the top priority. Gers fans have been told they must gather at the east side of the Emirates Arena around 10 a.m. Police Scotland will then escort them across London Road to the 6 away turnstiles. Supporters have been warned they must arrive by 10:30 a.m. or risk being held back at the arena. Those arriving late could miss the 12:30 p.m. kickoff. A statement from Rangers read, "We understand that this early arrival time may be inconvenient for supporters, and we share the frustration this may cause. The club made representations for this to be later. However, we have been advised this is not possible on safety grounds. The Glasgow rivals have worked with authorities to put stringent measures in place, both for entry and exit. Police Scotland has also informed travelling supporters of a potential 25-minute holdback after the match. Final decisions on post-match arrangements will be made during the game, based on safety assessments." This weekend's derby marks a significant moment in the ongoing saga over away ticket allocations. The previous agreement offering 7,000 tickets to travelling fans was scrapped back in 2018 after Rangers slashed Celtic's allocation. Frustration among their fan base at watching Celtic celebrate league titles and cup wins in a packed Broomloan stand led to the reduction. In recent years, there have been games with no away fans at all. Celtic have pushed for stricter security at both Ibrox and Celtic Park as part of efforts to restore a level of normality to one of the fiercest rivalries in football. The club has taken measures such as limiting fan movement and installing netting around the away section. Sunday's game will be a test of how these new procedures work in practice. The game itself kicks off at 12:30 p.m. Celtic will be looking to extend their already mammoth 16-point lead at the top of the table. For the Rangers support, early arrival is now part of the matchday experience. Whether these measures become the norm depends on how Sunday's clash unfolds, both on and off the pitch. In other news, Celtic's long-standing interest in Matthias Kvistgaarden could be set for a dramatic summer twist. The Brøndby striker has been on the Parkhead radar for several years, with many supporters expecting the club to make a move in January after Kyogo Furuhashi secured a transfer to Rennes. However, no new striker arrived before the window slammed shut, leaving many fans questioning the club's decision-making. Kyogo's departure marked the end of an era. The Japanese forward had been the focal point of the Celtic attack for 3.5 years, scoring crucial goals and leading the line with distinction. After helping Celtic secure a spot in the Champions League knockouts, he was granted his wish to leave for League One side Rennes, who are battling to stay afloat in France's top tier. With Kyogo gone, the expectation was that Celtic would finally pull the trigger on Kvistgaarden. Despite the clear need for reinforcements up top, a deal didn't materialise. Brøndby's asking price of £13.5 million in January was seen as too steep by the Celtic hierarchy, and the club opted to hold off. However, Celtic News has been informed by a reliable source that Kvistgaarden's contract contains a buyout clause that becomes active in the summer. The clause reportedly drops his price to under £10 million, with figures in the region of £8 million being touted. This substantial reduction could tempt Celtic to renew their efforts to bring the Danish forward to Glasgow. The clause structure is a growing trend in modern football. Clubs and players often agree on contracts that include specific windows where buyout clauses kick in. This allows clubs to protect their assets in the short term while providing the player with a future exit route. Kvistgaarden's potential arrival could add significant firepower to a front line that, with Kyogo gone, there's a clear need for a proven goal scorer to lead the line, and Kvistgaarden fits the profile Celtic have been tracking. That said, Celtic won't have a free run at the striker. If they're aware of this contractual clause, so too will other clubs across Europe. Should interest intensify, it may come down to who can offer the best personal terms to the player. For now, Brendan Rodgers' focus remains on wrapping up the title and preparing for a Scottish Cup semi-final against St Johnstone. Another treble remains a possibility if the Hoops navigate the coming weeks and months successfully, but eyes will certainly drift towards what could be a significant summer of recruitment at Celtic Park. And lastly, for years, all anyone heard from Rangers and their supporters was talk of winning 55, even though the debate over the club's history following liquidation continues. From private number plates to tattoos and social media usernames, the obsession was everywhere. It was all quite strange. Now, with Celtic officially surpassing Rangers in total trophies won, the Hoops are also closing in on their own 55th league title. But according to Celtic legend Peter Grant, there won't be any fanfare over the number because at Celtic, success is simply expected. When asked if Celtic's 55th title would be extra sweet, Grant played it down, insisting that the club has never been about counting numbers, only winning the next one. He told Record Sport, "What makes it sweeter for me is the fact that we never count them. We never put a figure to them. At Celtic, you're supposed to win every one. I couldn't tell you how many Celtic have won because it was only about winning the next one. That was always the case with Celtic. That's maybe the difference and probably why Celtic have been so successful. It's all about what you do now. It's not about yesteryear. They are great for the history books. But the pressure that goes with Celtic is you've got to go and do it again. You've got to constantly win trophies and cups. I think that's why Celtic never ever talked about 53, 54 or 55. It doesn't matter. It's about winning the next one. Everyone else can tell you what number it is. That's what we were built on. It was about being successful all the time, not just putting a figure to it. Of course, while Celtic fans might not dwell on it, plenty will enjoy the irony of watching Rangers fans squirm when the Hoops hit 55, especially those with personalised plates and tattoos marking their own version of the number. I imagine the Facebook marketplace will have an influx of car reggies for sale, and tattoo shops will receive a few extra bookings, all while Celtic fans are out celebrating in the Merchant City for the 4th year in a row before focus returns to next season. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you